pull in, I'm gonna throw a 2, 1, and I'm gonna come over the top.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, turn my mic up a little bit, Jay. It's Thursday, and we're horned up. Episode 97 of MyBookie of REDHAWK Recap. We had Mikey in here. He's been drunk for 7 days straight. Okay, let's loosen up, boys. Grab ourselves a refreshment. I'm still sweating. Just got done working with shit.
That fight.
Oh yeah. Mikey's first time drinking water in how many days?
I think since the fight.
Talking to that blue piece.
There we go. Yeah, I think since the fight, that might be the first water I've had. It's been a roughie celebrating beating that Russian's ass.
Yeah, you look a little bit haggard. No, just joking. You look good. Real quick here, we're gonna have a hell of an episode here, but real quick. MyBookie, we've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. Well, MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your own home. Take advantage of weekly blackjack tournaments and a brand new collection of high-end games for a chance at real cash rewards. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action is in your hands, and the best part is you don't even have to wear pants. Your adventure at MyBookie Casino begins today with generous sign-up bonus using promo code REDHAWK, all caps. That's promo code REDHAWK to secure yourself a sweet deposit bonus, and that's not all, because their revamped loyalty program ensures that you'll be showered with rewards, including free spins, cashback offers, and a host of exclusive VIP perks. The more you play, the more you win. Play anytime, anywhere with the MyBookie Casino. Okay, we're here with my buddy Michael Hamel. We've been friends for probably coming up on a decade now.
Seriously, because I think I've been at the gym for a little over 8 years.
Yeah, so 8 years. I remember back in the day, I came in and I don't know if it was Mike's first day, but he's bouncing around and he's literally in a wrestling stance, and it's sparring day, and people are fucking putting the boots to his head.
That was my first day.
Yeah, first day, he's in a wrestling stance, and we got 16 ounces in shin pads on, and he's getting kicked in the head and just yachty, and everyone's running him all around the room. I'm like, damn, this kid doesn't even know how to put his hands up yet.
Dude, I had people asking me, they're like, how many pro fights you got? I'm like, first day, bud. I had to borrow, I think you gave me shin guards, and then Crouch gave me boxing gloves.
Yep.
I remember I got kicked so hard that day, and I was so off balance that I fell through the door. Because at the old gym, remember how we used to have those glass doors to walk in? And there was little kids out there showing up. And I'm face down. First time I've ever probably been concussed like that. I was like, what the fuck?
And ever since then, you've had a little twitch to you.
Yeah.
Or a little lisp.
Yeah, a little bit of talking outside of my mouth.
Yeah, so that's been good. And how many years has it been? It's like we've been in the sport for so many years and just been broke for how long?
Yeah.
Just and what do you do when you're stressing about the future? Because you got Emily, you got all your dogs. Eventually, you're gonna have a family. At what point was it holy fuck? Were you kind of questioning, am I ever gonna make any money doing this?
Yeah. So I think probably that fight that I got DQ'd, because I was I'd taken 2 losses, then I won a fight, and I was 7-2, and then I'm I win this one. I'm probably getting called up. You know what I mean? But shit, at that point, I've been doing it for 5.5, 6 years and not making any money. And so then when I got that one DQ'd, I'm I'm fucked. I was I gotta go win 3 in a row again now. Some shit like that before I'm gonna get called back up. So after that, Emily, luckily, I got pretty lucky. Right when we first started dating, we were obviously pretty broke. But then she got a good job and stuff like that. And so she got that good job and was able to support us. It's not like we were living lavishly. Yeah. But she had my back, could support us, everything. We had a roof over our heads. And then once I got signed, then we did a little bit better. But then even once I got signed, I lose my first 2. So then I'm not really making money either. Like my first Bellator check, I didn't get shit. I missed weight for the first time ever in my life. Had to give him 30%. Had to give my manager at the time, because it was such bullshit, 20%. Then you give the gym 10.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
70% gone.
Yeah,
you're leaving there with $300,
bro, for real. Like after I paid like corner meals and like shit like that on the week, I was like tired. I made an LFA fight salary again.
Dude, people don't realize, like, you hear it on podcasts, all these kind of stories all the time. It's like, oh, we're struggling. And then we start making a little bit of money. You start making it a little bit. But people don't realize how many fighters never get there.
Yeah.
Never.
Most don't.
Yeah, most.
Like, I want to say, like, the people that probably over their career have, like, a plus symbol at the end of it, as far as, like, earnings, has got to be 1% of fighters.
Yeah, rare. A lot of fighters, their biggest paydays will be $10K, and they dedicated their life to the sport.
Yeah. They get into the UFC, fucking go 0-2, sick. There you go. You made $15K in 2 fights after you paid people off in taxes.
Yeah, and even before that, before you got into Bellator and stuff, I remember being in LFA. What was your record in LFA at that point? I think it was 4-1 or
going into the LFA.
Yeah, when you got dropped by that guy.
Oh, I was 5-0 at that point.
Okay, 5-0. So we're like right on the brim, and then you get clipped by that fucking little jack Brazilian guy, and then you lost the one after that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so then I sat out for a little bit, dealing with a hip injury, come back, get freaking put down and armbarred.
So what was your mind like after that second? That was 2 losses in a row.
Yeah.
2 losses in a row, and were you thinking, like, when do I change paths, or do I just, I'm going all in. I'm sticking to this. I don't give a fuck if I...
No, I had to stick all in because it was like, at that was the first part of my career where I was like, I'm maybe not a 45er anymore. Because I'd have those drastic weight cuts. Like, I think before that fight where I lost to Winsky for my second loss in a row, I cut like 14 pounds the night before and just had zero fluid in my brain. And Rob had knocked me out 2 weeks before. Like, I should not have been fighting.
Dude, that's another one too. Like, my first tournament in Bellator, cutting to 55, and Benson fucking wobbled me so hard, and I couldn't remember who I was fighting. I was like crying in the locker room. I'm like, I gotta fight this Darion kid next week. They're like, you're not fighting Darion. I'm like, fuck. And I'm fighting this power puncher. But yeah, I remember at 45, you'd get barely touched and wobbled.
Yeah.
Now at 55, this fucking Russian cracked you, almost knocked you out a couple times, and you come back. Thank God you're in such great shape for this last fight.
Dude, that's what I was saying. I was like, because I'm always in good shape, but this camp had kind of tested me too. I don't know what I got in the middle of camp, but I had zero tank in all my rounds. Like, I was like 30 seconds into my first round, I'm getting like mauled by our amateurs. I'm like, what the hell is this? And so I don't know if I got really sick, but luckily the last week of camp, I felt awesome. Fight, obviously, I felt great. So
it's so badass. It's so badass, especially because you visualize a fight for however many weeks, 8, 9, 10 weeks, whatever. You visualize it going this certain way. You rarely visualize it you getting wobbled 3 times in the first round.
No.
So most people in that position would be like, oh fuck this, I'm just meant to lose this fight, or they start playing games in their mind and then they just spiral downhill. But you fucking scrapped, and that guy gassed him out, beating you up in that first round, and then you fucking fucked him up.
Yeah, dude, it was one of those weird things too, because like everyone was talking to me, they're like, what were you thinking in that first round? I was like, I wasn't. And I was like, I didn't even really remember the first round. I went back to the corner, and David and Crouch are obviously like, hey, let's slow our breathing down, da-da-da. And I looked at Crouch, I was like, I got pretty fucked up that round, huh? And he's like, oh yeah, that's okay, we're going to win the next 2. I was like, all right.
Yeah. And then it's like, Mikey was supposed to fight, I think around, like, what'd you guys get to the arena around 4-ish?
Literally got to the arena at 4.
So you get to the arena at 4, you're probably, did they say you're the swing bout?
No, so there wasn't any swing bouts on this. We were supposed to be good, but then the arena didn't book out the ambulance, so you can't start a show without an ambulance. So the ambulance shows up an hour and a half late. So then our prelims are obviously going to run into showtime fights, and so they're like, all right, you 5, fuck off.
Yeah, and people don't know what the swing bout is. They say, hey, you're the bout that we're going to fit in. Whether it's, if the prelims run way too long, then you'll be after the main event. But if the prelims run quick, then we'll put you in. So it's kind of a sucky spot to be in. I thought you were the swing bout, and I'm like, God, how is he the swing bout when this is such a high-profile fight?
Well, and also, like, because I said, like, the same thing when I heard they were bumping me. I was like, how'd you guys pick who's getting bumped? I was like, we got these, like, 0-1 dudes who are making a debut because they're local kids. I was like, and they're not? I was like...
Fighting a 10-0 guy from Killcliff.
And I was like, I'm on a 3-fight win streak and fighting a savage. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I was a little butthurt about that, but
But something like that. So you get to the arena, you got wrapped up. Were you starting to get warm already?
No, luckily I hadn't. So I had literally just got wrapped up. The Alex Polizzi, who was supposed to fight right before me, he was almost done with his warm-up. And they come back and tell us that we're not going anymore. So I got lucky. I just cut my hand wraps off. But then they wouldn't let us leave. And I'm like, dude, I was like, I didn't bring enough food. So they gave us like money. And like Bryce and David had to go across the street to like get like Cliff
hot
Bars.
dogs?
Yeah, the fucking gas station. You know what I mean? Like that's all we had. We're in downtown, you know, there's not really convenience stores.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, they went and got me like 6 Cliff Bars. I had some Reese's Cups back there. Like an asshole, but it's good.
See, that's another thing that fucking freak people out. I've been with people in big shows, even the UFC fights, where guys are freaking out in the back so fucking bad. They're freaking out. They're almost crying before they're walking out. You have to almost talk them into fighting, and then you get them on the walk, and then they go. But you did a good job at just staying calm, like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've always been pretty good at that. You know, I've competed my whole life, and so I've always been pretty good at like staying chill. But I don't know, this one might have broke me a little bit if I wasn't so mature now in my fight career. Like, if this had happened right when I got signed to Bellator, I probably would have thrown a fit. I'd have been like, no, I can't do. I guess he was the guy I was fighting. I guess he was like out there screaming, like, I'm not fucking doing this. Because they came in and they're like, hey, dude, your opponent's like freaking out there. I'm like, all right, chill. I'm like eating a Reese's cup, texting.
That's fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Did that get you kind of boosted when you're like, he's freaking the fuck out?
For sure.
Hell yeah.
That's probably why he gassed too. You know what I mean? Like, had his emotions on a roller coaster for. We were back there for what was it? 8 hours, something like that. Like I think I walked at 12.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Got there at 4. So yeah, like
that's probably where it's nice too, having David and Bryce just in crowd.
Yeah.
Just the boys to just chill out, have a good time. And always with Bulldog, it's just fun being around Bulldog for a fight. It's
yes,
like, all right,
yeah, dude, he's just like the fucking best dude ever to have around.
Yeah,
like his quirky little attitude, like he always keeps the mood light,
and he's just a fucking warrior.
Yeah,
so he makes it like this is not a big deal. It's a fucking fight. Who cares?
He's like, I used to fight on dirt ground in a strip club for fucking dollar bills. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, what kind of shit do you do? Because you've blown out your shoulder. What kind of surgery you get on your shoulder?
Okay, so when I blew it out in college, I tore everything you can tear in your shoulder. So I was wrestling. It was like first round at Fila Junior Nationals, like the big nationals after. So it was after my red shirt year. First 30 seconds in on the tournament, kid's in on a single leg. I like post out, and he goes to hit a gut wrench. But you know when you're at that part where it's like you're just about to break a sweat, but you're just sticky. I had to have been just sticky. Elbow hits the mat. So then this part of my arm was on my back. So I legit thought he ripped my arm off. Like I'm like laying on my back screaming, and I can't see it. It's like behind me. I was like, ah. So then they in wrestling they'll try to put your shoulder back into place on the mat. So they like bring these doctors out there like trying to put it like back into place. It's not going. So they bring me into the back area. They put like a towel around my armpit, towel around my hip, towel around my knee. I have 3 people pulling me one way and one doctor just sitting here yanking my shoulder. But I tore so much that when it popped out, everything was like in between, so it couldn't like get back into the socket. I guess that's what they told me. So when they're yanking
on it, still yanking on the ligaments, still.
Oh yeah, yeah. They probably tore it more, to be honest.
Fuck.
But yeah, so it wasn't going in, and I'm like screaming at him, and they're like, "All right, we gotta do this." So I see him like fill up this like vial of something, shove it in my neck. It was like just a heavy dose of muscle relaxers because I was just so tense. Snaps that thing back in.
Coach just sends you back out.
Yeah,
just get power half.
Let's go. But yeah, so then I went to the doctor. Obviously, got an MRI, and the guy was like, "It looks like a bomb went off." I tore my labrum in half, like in 3 different spots. Tore all 4 of my rotator muscles completely off. Tore my Hill-Sachs legion, which is I guess like in your back, and then my pec was down at my rib cage because I tore my pec too. The only thing I didn't tear was my bicep.
Dude, but that fucking shit would put most people out forever.
Yeah. Oh, it was rough, man. Like I was supposed to be out for like a year, and I think I wrestled my first match like 7 months later or something like that, or like 6 months later. I don't know. It's not. I mean, but you see, it still gives me pretty good issues. But then I tore it again. Like I think my whole Bellator career, my bicep was tore. Because if like you look at my pre-fight photos, you can see it's just like rolled down. But then it really started bugging me in my moto fight, and so then after that fight, got it looked at, and they're like, yeah, you don't have a bicep tendon, so
you just been kind of dealing with it.
Yeah, but I mean, the bicep's good. Everything healed up. Actually, it's been pretty good lately. I just got that weird little tick to get the hammy going.
I know that little tick he got is kind of would throw someone off. I'd be like, is his shoulder fucked up or is he fainting on me? So what kind of shit do you do for recovery? Because you're not a big weed guy.
Nope.
I know you like your booze.
Yeah, but you can't really do that to recover in camp, right? You know what I mean? That's
But
not
you
recovery. Yeah, shit. Early Mike did.
Yeah, early Mike.
You know what I mean? Like I was drinking weekends before fights when I first started fighting, but now it's like I do 6 weeks pretty hard now. Like, hey,
And you try to clean it up.
yeah. So I worked with that nutritionist for a while. You know what I mean? So me changing my diet during camp, at least, really helped me out, helped lean me out, helped me put on good weight. I just felt better during like rounds and stuff like that. Because you don't realize, like, when you're eating shitty, you're probably not eating that much food, but you're like still not losing weight. When you're eating really good, you can eat a lot. Like sometimes my lunches are like too big. I'm like, dude, I gotta break this into 2 meals. So I do that. But really for recovery, I started ice bathing this camp just because my legs were just gone like the whole time. I just started working with a new like strength and conditioning coach. So this is the first camp I've ever lifted during. You know what I mean? So I think I've noticed a big difference in there. I thought he was going to be way bigger and stronger because he was a 70-pounder coming down. But I held him up against the cage easy. Like the first exchange we got in where like I underhooked him, I was like, oh, this is nice. I'm actually stronger than, I haven't been stronger than like any 55ers that I fought.
Yeah, you did such a good job because early on he was shutting down your shots, but still you were just later on, you still timed him and committed to him. It was pretty fucking sweet. So is there like when you've gotten surgeries, because how many surgeries have you gotten?
What am I at? I'm at 6, I think. Let's see here. So I wrist in high school, then shoulder, then ACL, then hip happened too, another shoulder, broke my face. Yes, yeah, so 6.
1, 2, yeah. So we're probably around the same, and it's hard too because you get those surgeries, they give you some pain pills, and you go, oh, finally I feel nothing.
Yeah, no shit.
And then it's like hard to get off them, huh?
Oh yeah, dude. It is. You have to be like, no, I'm not refilling this script. Because it's just too easy.
Yeah.
Me and Bryce talk about it. We're like, you shouldn't do things like you should be aware of something that you can do every day. You know what I mean? Like some people can drink every day. Fuck, I have this week because I'm partying and celebrating and stuff like that. But it's like you can't drink every day. Like that's just not sustainable. But you can take those every day and probably live a life.
Yeah,
you know,
start
what I mean?
getting numb but then what point does this like, God, I need triple dose or quadruple dose? Now it's like that don't do shit. I need a little hit of heroin.
See ya. Yeah, then I need fentanyl.
Then you got your alopecia coming back.
Ah, fuck.
Your alopecia went away?
Kind of. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's like, I think pretty much once I think I was just stressed from being broke. I had student loan people calling me all the time. You know what I mean? I couldn't make a payment on that. I had like a medical bill that I hadn't been able to pay. That was like kind of big because I claimed it outside a fight.
Emily's already helping you a ton.
Yeah.
So you can't be like, babe, can you pay my student loan?
Well, yeah, but I mean, we had enough to get by, but we didn't have enough for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's when like it got really bad and I was just like, oh man, this sucks. Because I didn't ever think I was stressed, but I definitely was. Like now that I look back at it, because now I'm so much better.
You have a little bit of just, I mean, people say the money don't bring happiness, but it just brings a little bit of comfort.
Yeah.
It just brings a little bit of comfort, especially when you have a girl who's been helping you for so long. Now you can spoil her a little bit.
Dude, you can go to like dinner if you want to, and it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember being like, oh, I'm getting Wendy's 4 for $4 because it's cheaper than buying chicken breast at the store. So I was literally living like the early part of my fight career on like Wendy's 4 for $4 drive-through.
God, just people have no idea that how many fighters are struggling with that, just being fucking broke.
Yeah, it's gnarly too. And then I tell people this also, like most rich people don't fight. Why would you, right? Like you're like, it's definitely a poor man's sport.
Yeah.
So it's not like all of us have these like family members that we can be like, hey, you mind helping me out while I'm like going through my fight career? Yeah, let me give you like $3 or $3K a month or whatever for living expenses and stuff like that. So all you have to worry about is training.
Yeah.
Like nobody has that.
Rare.
So it's like you're hustling, trying to give wrestling privates. I was teaching people how to box before I definitely should have been able to do that. You know what I mean? Like I'm just doing all these stupid things to make $20. Here's $20. Here's $60.
I remember the sparring day. I think you were still an amateur. I'm not sure. But you ran into a knee and you fucking broke your face.
Oh, dude, that was like 6 months into fighing.
Yeah.
I'd only had one fight at that point. Yeah, that was
You ran into a knee, and people don't understand. It's like you take a bat. I'm trying to think what you'd hit to make the same sound. Maybe
dude, it literally sounded like somebody broke a 2x4. I wish I still had the video.
Smack. I remember it hearing it loud and clear, and I'm like, oh. And then you left in your face, and then the X-ray, like fucked your face.
Bro, I broke everything. I have like 6 plates in my face now. Like, I didn't even know you have a bone that connects like your eye to your ear. Broke that. Shattered my orbital. Then you have like a bone that like goes from your nose like down to your jaw. Shattered that. Like, it was bad. Because I remember I was sitting. I didn't think you could even break your face, right? I didn't. That's like something that didn't register to me. And so Crouch is like, you should go to the hospital. And I thought he didn't like know me that well as a human. And so I was like, this guy thinks I'm a pussy. And so I looked at him, I was like, why the fuck would I go to the hospital? What are they going to do? Give me ibuprofen, tell me not to sleep for a little bit because I got a concussion? Like, nah, I'm good. And he's like, you need to go to the hospital. So I go in the emergency room, and they're like, what happened? I'm like, I got hit with a knee in practice. And then, okay, go sit down. So I'm like sitting there in the waiting room. I'm there probably for 2 hours. And then my eyeball started sagging. And so my vision started getting all jacked up. Like, it was like I was watching like a blurry TV.
Your eyes started going wonky?
Yeah. And so I literally went up to the front and I was like, hey, I don't know what's up, but like, I was like, but I can't really see right now. And like at this point in the 2 hours, probably since the last time that lady had saw me, my face had just erupted with size. And so she's like, what happened again? And I was like, I think because I didn't know that I didn't get knocked out. I just didn't remember it. I was like, I got knocked out at practice. She's like, what do you do? I was like, I'm an MMA fighter. And she's like, oh my goodness, why didn't you tell us that? Brings me back like immediately, gives me like a CT scan. And then I'm like sitting in the area with like my buddy Zobot, because we were supposed to have the keg race that night for college wrestling team. And so I like peeked my head out because I've been in there for like an hour after the CT scan. I was like, hey, is it cool if we leave? Like, everything's good, yeah? And she's like, when's the last time you ate? I was like, oh, fuck. I gotta have surgery. God. Yeah, so they had to fly in like 2 plastic surgeons to have surgery on my face.
You got surgery that day?
That next morning, because one of the plastic surgeons who worked for the clinic was on vacation. They literally had to cut his vacation short. He had to come back early to put me back together.
Did you still go to the keg run?
No, dude, I had to miss it. I was one of the team captains too. I was pissed.
Dude, and okay, so now he signed with Bellator, and then they almost treat you in Bellator like you're tough and you have a pretty good record. They want to feed you to guys.
I know.
So your first fight was against Adam Borix, who's a fucking savage. And then your second fight is against Nurmagomedov. You came off a loss. You're coming off a loss, and then they give you Habib's brother or whatever, cousin, whatever he is. Now he's a champion. And then you have a close fight with him, and then Bellator's like, oh, shit, this guy's pretty fucking tough. But now I think they're realizing, okay, now Hamel's one we can build up.
Yeah.
But it took that many fights to get the respect from them.
Yeah, it took a while, right? Like, even after my Nurmagomedov fight, because we knew he was good, but we didn't know how good. And obviously that fight aged pretty well, especially me winning the 3rd round. Because that's the only round he's ever lost in his career. You know what I mean? So that did well for me. But then even my like next fight, they give me an LFA champ. Like, but I mean, that's just what you're fighting at that level, right? Like, everybody is good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, unless you're just like one of the local amateurs or something.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite thing you kind of do for recovery? Do you do anything special or not really?
Let me see here. I honestly like if I'm really beat down or something like that, I think rollerblading helps me like a ton. To be honest, dude, like I'll ice bath and then like I got to get my legs going because it's like it's so easy to get done after like a hard weight session, hard wrestling day, and then it's like I worked out hard for 5 hours today, probably burned 5,000 calories, and you just to get off the couch it's tough. But I've noticed the more like I sit and I'm stagnant, I almost feel worse. And so Emily and I will take the dogs rollerblading like at night, and then I'll like ice bath before bed, and that normally helps me a ton.
What do you just get some ice for your tub?
Yeah. I'll go buy like 10 pounds or whatever, or like 10 bags at the Circle K or whatever. But I coach these 2 kids, and their dad actually has one of those plunges that you have, and so every once in a while I like go up to his place.
Yeah, it's dangerous going to the skate park though. Like I go there with my skateboard, or if you went there with the blades, it's like it's impossible to have cruise and have a good time. You're always trying to push the limits.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I gotta stay away from the skate park.
Like, fuck.
Dude, and then I'm such an idiot. Like I'll be like, I'm gonna backflip this. I haven't done it since I'm 8, but I could do it once.
Let it rip.
Yeah. Break my fingers.
I know. The other day I went to the skate park and I tried to I'm like, I can nose slide that. I've nose slide hundreds of those. Go to nose slide it, hit my shin and my knee, and I like fall on my back, and there's a bunch of other skateboarders, and I like try to tough it out, and I crawl to the grass. I'm just laying there holding my knee. I'm like, and just fucking left like a puss.
Yeah, dude, I can't go to the skate park anymore. I'm too reckless with that because I'm actually pretty good on rollerblades. Like I could do. I mean, being good at rollerblading is like maybe being like the tallest midget. Like it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? But I can tread though.
Okay, here we go. We got to announce Henry Cejudo versus Chito. I'm curious to what Jason Perillo said when they got offered that fight. Like, because Chito looked like garbage against Corey. I don't know if it's just like he had a bad day or what happened, but it
Kind of looked how I thought he was gonna look. But I thought he was too slow.
Yeah, on his back though, you think he'd know how to shrimp.
Yeah.
He's got a black belt in jiu-jitsu. You think he'd know how to shrimp, or you think he'd know how to wrestle up to a single leg, or you think he'd know how to get his guard. But he literally did nothing. It's like,
Well, do you think he just doesn't do that anymore because he got his black belt? And I know how they train it. Like unless he's getting it at other gyms, they don't do that really at Ruka.
what do they do at Ruka? Kind of, you know,
You hit mitts in the bag,
hit mitts and just spar,
and then you just spar. Yeah. So like when I was at Ruka for a little bit, I obviously didn't have money to pay Perillo. And so I was just like sparring partners for like all the guys that they would like bring in and stuff like that. So that's just all they really do. They spar, and then you spar hard there because Perillo's like a hard-nosed boxing coach. So it's like they scrap, but then it's like a lot of bag work. Fuck, hopefully you can get it in somewhere else. You know what I mean?
get some live wrestling or grappling, because I'm like, in 3 rounds, I'm curious. I'm like, how, I know Cheeto's a gangster or whatever, but it's like still at some point you got to be smart about your matches, because I don't know how in his mind he thinks he's going to beat Henry in 3 rounds.
No, Henry's gonna do what Sandhagen probably did to him. Just take him down, beat him up in guard,
and just fucking batter him. It's like, yeah, of course he can get lucky with a knee or something, but
how many times do we see people get lucky with a knee fighting a high-level wrestler?
yeah, and someone who looked as good as Henry did against Aljo, like,
Yeah.
he looks fucking good.
Well, because he is good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Henry he's annoying as shit, but that little guy can scrap.
He's a fucking stud for sure. So with Corey and Chito, it's like, I wonder what Chito thinks there. And same thing with Corey and Umar. Like, damn.
Oh, that's an interesting fight because Umar hasn't really like been tested, right? Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, he's good, but dude, I don't know. I'm super high on Sandhagen. Sandhagen's tough,
Oh,
man.
he's a stud, dude. He's got so many tricks on his feet too. You can tell he just works hard. He's got good grappling.
Yup.
He's a fucking
He's super underrated grappling, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's probably his best skill that people just don't even realize.
yeah, really good fucking grappling. So that card's starting to fucking be sweet. So we got Henry, Chito,
Got our boy Mario.
dude. It's gonna be so sweet. I remember seeing Uriah at the airport, and we've always been cool with Uriah. And he's like, "Yeah, you guys know the Mario?" We're like, "Yeah, he's pretty good." And we're like, "Oh fuck, why would they match Cody up with Mario right now?"
Bro, that's rough. Because, like, so we know Mario. We know how tough he is. We know how good he is.
Yeah.
What, he's got, like, 3 first-round finishes in his last, like, 3 fights. And the UFC, that is nuts. But probably the common fan doesn't really know Mario yet. You know, it's probably like me. Like, most people don't know who I am yet. But it's like if I was fighting a super high-level guy, he'd be like, oh, why the hell did you guys give me this tough match? Like, Mario's just tough, and he's good, and he's long, and he's big for the weight class.
Finally, he's getting big. He's been, I think, working with Jarrett for a while now, and now he's getting strong and durable, hard worker.
Yup.
I think he might fucking finish Cody.
I think he will.
Yeah.
I think Cody might eat a knee trying to chuck his little overhand. Mario might be all spunky, bounce right up there on him.
Yeah, and then we got Rob Font and Song Yadong. People are counting out Rob Font for some reason. Song Yadong's really short. He has an explosive style with his hooks and stuff. But Rob Font, he fucking has a good jab, dude. He's a good jab, good
cross.
boxing.
Yeah.
Yes, and that could be the downfall of that. Because if I had to pick in that fight, I would pick Rob Font to beat him.
That's what I think. I think if you're just a long range guy against those like short kind of explosive power punchers like that, I think that's what wins. I think he just eats 50 jabs around, and that's kind of the fight.
Yeah.
Unless he can wrestle up Font. You know, he's that alpha male. They got good wrestling there, so that could maybe be the case too.
Yeah, for sure. So, did you guys hear anything about that missing submarine stuff?
Oh yeah, we were actually just talking about that last night.
I forgot my computer, so I can't really look into it.
So gnarly.
That would be the. Would you rather get stuck down there in a submarine or burn to death?
Burn to death, it'd be quicker. Those guys are just running out of oxygen. And then you got to think about this. We were talking about this last night. So say there's 6 of them, however many there is. And they have 2 days of oxygen. Well, if I kill half the people, I got fucking 4 days now to figure it out. So what do you are you guys just kind of looking around the corner like, yo, sorry I'm breathing, but don't kill me?
God, dude.
I might just open up a door and let my head crush.
Yeah, at that point, it's like, okay, how good of boys are you? Because if you're a squad, it's like, we're going down together, boys. Or if it's like a bunch of acquaintances or kind of douchey, it's like,
everybody's making fun of it. I wonder, because they were saying it was a bunch of rich people on there, so I think that's why like everybody's just kind of making memes and stuff about it. Like they're not even like,
it's like a billionaires down there.
Yeah, they're not
right?
even being empathetic about it.
Yeah.
But people kind of like don't care in a weird way because it's a bunch of rich people. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird.
dude, well, I wonder what went wrong to where they just got lost. I wish I fucking had my computer to
They
look
got
it up.
eaten by some big ass sea monster.
Oh, God.
We don't know what's at the bottom of the ocean.
Zero clue.
Some fucked up shit down there, I bet.
Loch Ness? The Loch Ness?
Yo.
Mermaids?
Don't. No fucking mermaids.
Oh,
dude.
sirens?
Yeah, hot mermaids. I turned on the show the other day. It popped up on, I think it was Hulu, but it's called The Curious Case of Natalia Grace. And it was this family, this rich family. I haven't finished it yet. I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's this rich family. Everything's going good in their life. They're making a lot of money. And then they're like, why don't we just adopt and bring another kid, save another kid, bring him into our good life. They research a couple adoption places, get these papers, fly to Florida to get this small person. It's a small person, and they think she's 6 years old. She's 6 years old, so they go there. The other family
has Bula?
No, the other family that had this girl just drops her off and leaves. They don't say nothing. So they get this girl, they think it's a 6-year-old, it's a really little cute small person, and then they get it back, and everything's good for like a day or two, and then this little small person tries to like do different shit to where it tries to kill their kids. And then they wake up a couple times and that little small person has a knife in their room saying, I'm waiting for you guys to go to bed. I'm going to kill you.
Is this real?
Real.
Oh, shit.
And then they bring her to a psychologist and stuff, and they say she's a little sociopath. And then they freak out because they go, okay, we're going to give you a shower, little 6-year-old.
Yeah.
She has a full bush.
What?
So they're like, what the fuck? She's got a full bush.
At 6 years old?
She can't be like,
She's probably 30 or
and
something.
then later they find her panties or whatever, and there's period blood in it. So then they start freaking out. And then I guess this girl's like way older, and she's a sociopath. She has fucked up shit going on in her thoughts, and they go to bring her to a psychologist, a psychiatrist and stuff, and they're like, you guys need to be careful with your life. Like, you guys need to, that thing's trying to kill you.
At a certain point, you're just like, drop it
Give
off
it
in
back.
the woods.
Well,
I'm moving.
Yeah,
Put it down?
Maybe in the put it down. I mean, I would fly it
It's
back.
not a dog.
I'd fly it back to that spot and drop it off.
Yeah, refund.
But then I think later in the documentary, it starts to get weird to where they can't find papers on this girl. They can't find anything. She's from Ukraine, and then they try to get weird. Like the family was doing something fucked up, and someone's lying in the whole thing. But I haven't finished it yet. If you guys want to check it out, The Curious Case of Natalia Grace.
I can't watch shit like that.
I was thinking
get
about
too
it in my
freaked out.
sleep. I was like, God,
Sounds like a
And
scary movie, yeah?
Yeah.
a cute little fucking midget that you're like, oh, she's harmless, but then she's just doing like
Like,
demonic
no.
shit.
No, I'm putting on Love Island instead, man.
Yeah, I like Love Island. I love Love Island. I'm waiting for the new Love Is Blind to come out with our boy Josh Demas. Well, they reshot a new one.
Yeah. I forgot that he was on that. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, turn that mic a little bit. But yeah, Josh has lost a lot of weight because of that show. I think stress and hate, and he said before you go on those shows, they have you see a psychologist, and they ask like, how would you deal with hate online and stuff? And he's like, I'm fine, I'm solid, I'm a wrestler.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So they make him out to be the bad guy so he doesn't commit suicide. I mean, they check to make sure he's mentally stable. So like, all right, he's going to be the bad guy.
That's crazy.
That is wild that's how they do that.
Yeah.
So does he look pretty bad on the season, does he think?
The first one, they're like, oh yeah, they make him look like a fucking douche. But we know the real Josh. He's cool. Sweet tooth lately. You got a bad sweet tooth after dinners and shit? What do you usually do, Mike and Ice?
Dude, I eat candy actually all in camp.
Really?
Like the only time I cut it out of the diet is on fight week.
Is that why your teeth are rotting?
Yeah, probably.
When's the last time you went to the dentist?
Oh, dude. So actually,
I know you.
I hadn't been to the dentist in a while. Mm-hmm. Like I just don't like the dentist. I really don't. I don't have like a weird bugaboo about it. I'm just like, it's not enjoyable, man. I'm sitting there. I'm like, and it's like my teeth don't hurt. I don't have cavities. They're wide enough. Mm-hmm. I brush them twice a day. Like I'm good. But went to the dentist a couple months ago. It was actually a funny story how we met our dentist. My buddy Zach, who I wrestled with in college, invited this girl over to my mom's house when we were like drinking over there on a Sunday. But he got so drunk at like 10 a.m. he passes out. Literally in like our guest bedroom at my mom's house. someone knocks at the door. We didn't know he invited a girl over. So we like answered it. We're like, yeah, what's up? And she's like, is Zach here? And I was like, he's sleeping. Why? And she's like, oh, he invited me over. We were supposed to hang out today. She was like in dental school. Her and Emily become like friends, kind of just like hanging out. She didn't know anybody, so Emily's a sweetheart, you know. So she like befriends this girl that showed up for my drunk buddy who's passed out, and now she owns like a dental. What do you even call it? She owns her own like dentist office in Scottsdale. So that's where we go now. She's awesome, yeah.
Damn. So you go there and get your cavities filled and stuff,
Dude. So I haven't had a cavity. I didn't have a cavity. I hadn't been in the dentist for like 8 years. Went there, no cavities.
What the fuck, dude? I wonder if like.
And I eat candy every day.
Bro, I ate one Snickers bar and I got like 6 cavities. My teeth start fucking falling.
Dude, and I eat the ones that like I don't really eat chocolate and stuff like that. I'm like Sour Patch Kids, gummy worms. Like I get the ones that are like stuck in your teeth.
Warheads.
Yes, like just all the worst things for you.
Just chomping on warheads.
Can you turn the mic like this, Mike, to the blue light?
The blue light.
So you get a little sweet tooth. You go to the gas station. What do you usually get?
So if we go to the gas station, my new thing is they've got these things called like sour kicks, and they're like just little gummy shoes that are like a little bit sour. But what Emily and I have been doing is we've been going to that like World Cost Market. Have you guys ever been there?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can get all these like foreign candies. So I'll grab a thing of candy from like every country. It's like we got the Mexico, we got like the Tahitian peach rings. Then Germany, they've got like those like they're almost like sweet tart ropes, but it's like a Haribo version. Those ones are solid.
And will you put those all down in one session, or we'll save them for a couple nights?
It depends.
Yeah.
This kind of depends if I'm in like camp or not, right? Like right now, dude, I'll smack through like $60 of candy in a day.
Holy. And then you still got abs, which is bullshit.
Dude, I just freaking burn it through. I think it's the Asian in me, man, because it's like my whole mom's side is ripped. Like my uncle is like 50, got a 6-pack, can do a backflip on a snowboard. Dude, then I got my dad's white genes too, and that whole side of the family, they're all like obese with fucking diabetes. So I think I just got lucky getting my mom's side of the genetics.
Because I'll eat one little bag of peach rings or Mike and Ike's or something, and literally my teeth will start fucking hurting, and then my tits just start sagging. One bag.
Jiggly ass.
Yeah. I like balloon up. It's so fucking weird.
That's hot though. Some people are into that.
Is it?
Yeah, big ol' ass and some saggy titties on a dude.
I asked Shmitty this the other day. If you could make an OnlyFans, but it mostly guys subscribe, but you make $1,500 a month, would you do it?
Just 1,500?
Let's say $1,500. All you got to do is post once a week.
I don't know, man.
Let's go $3,000.
Do I gotta be like fucking Mike Honcho?
Interact with Gary and shit?
I went spread eagle. Oh, because you do that on OnlyFans, right? Like you have to like talk to those people. It's not like an Instagram where you can just like post. I don't know, man.
What's the number?
What's the number? Do like people find out about it? Like, is it on like, hey, MMA fighter Magic Mike's got an OnlyFans?
$20,000 a month.
Oh no, I got to talk to. Can I get Emily in there on there?
No,
with me?
It's a gay thing.
Listen, I don't got any problem with the gays, but I don't know if I want them looking at my poop shoot.
Right. Yeah. Then you got your son in a couple years being like, Dad, what the fuck? My dad's a gay. I got this Ninja Creamy though, and I just get raw milk.
Oh yeah, I saw that you got that.
This thing you could do in fight camp. I've been doing one legit every single night. It's raw milk. Pick whatever protein you want, blend it up, put it in this little cup, freeze it overnight. And I bought like 6 of those cups so it can have tons in the freezer. Yeah. Let it sit out for 15 minutes. You put it in this machine, Ninja Creamy, and it blends it to just perfect ice cream. It's literally ice cream, and you can add add-ins if you want. So you could add cookies, you could add strawberries, you could add whatever you want.
I need to get one of those.
They're still there. I'm gonna text that guy. I got a guy coming to put a mirror in my garage at my gym. Sorry guys.
No, that's cool, man. We're just
That'd be something good for you to do, Mike, like a candy. You could sell candy.
That's what I'm thinking.
Signature candy.
Cool. If I get big enough, I start Magic Mike pops. It could be a sucker that's shaped like a wiener.
Hey. Yeah, that Ninja Creamy though, dude. It's like you can make any ice cream, any blizzard you want, and it's just fucking protein.
Bryce was saying, because he's got one of those, and Bryce was saying that he puts like fruit in it.
And does a little sorbet.
Yeah, so he'll just like mix that in and it'll be something like that, super easy. But it's like anything that's like frozen, especially when you're cutting weight, like I'll like take my protein shakes and I'll like throw it in the freezer, so after practice I like can eat it slower and it's cold and it feels better, you know, shit like that.
Yeah, especially being in an AZ. Yeah, so if you're a big fat ass or something out there and you having trouble with the sweets, I would suggest getting a Ninja Creamy. You still have the sweets, and then it just won't be blasting you with sugar.
Yeah, I need to try that because Emily and I will we live close to like a DQ, so we'll be like, hey, ooh, you want to go get a blizzard?
Still hitting the blizzards?
Oh yeah.
Fuck. I haven't hit a blizzard in a minute.
What do you mean? Let's go get one right now.
Oh God!
So
if I had your jeans,
dude, they're so good. They change your life.
They are good. What do you usually do for the blizz?
I get like a Reese's one. I'm a big peanut butter fan.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm feeling real froggy, I'll have them throw in brownie bites.
Mm-hmm. Does your dogs like peanut butter a lot too?
Yours do.
Yours do, bitch. Yeah, I usually go for the Oreo, the Oreo type shit.
So speaking of dogs, you saw our new puppy that we just got, yeah? Mm-hmm. She's getting her ears cropped right now. I feel
How much
bad.
Is that?
I want to say it's like $1,500. It's more expensive than I thought it was gonna be. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm like, you're just taking it off, but those Corsos, man, and
did they put her to sleep?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's surgery.
Oh, okay.
Dude, and I think it's kind of long. Like, we dropped her off at 8, and they're like, we'll call you around 2. I'm like,
what made you make that decision?
So I don't live in a bad neighborhood, but I definitely don't live in like the best neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like I've got like some crackheads that like roll down my street and shit like that. But Emily was like going on a run one time, and luckily she carries with her. You know what I mean? So she's got this like thing where she straps it to her belly, and then we've just got like a gun right there. So if somebody tries to do something, because you know people are just getting kidnapped. You know, like girls are just disappearing, and Emily is hot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she for sure would get kidnapped, and she got like followed by a van for like a mile.
Damn.
Like the dude just like kept coming around another corner, same van, checking on her and stuff like that. And then it's like, we got crackheads around and stuff, and it's
so
like
you want to look at that dog and say, I'm not fucking around with
dude, yeah, you're not coming by somebody that's got a dog like that. Like that's the type of dog that like somebody will cross the street. But we're paying a trainer right now, because also the other end that you have to look at it is like they're such protectors, and they're so loyal to their people that they're maybe not great to guess. You know what I mean? And we're such social people.
Yeah.
And so we were working with like a dog trainers that we like, because a dog that big can be like a liability. You know what I mean? Like they said those
Corso, right?
Yeah, Cane Corso. So those their bites on them are stronger than a lion's.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, they're gnarly athletes. And like you can already see it with her. She's like 10 weeks and she's like juking out her other dogs. Mm-hmm. When Jimmy was 10 weeks old, he was falling over his own paws.
Yeah, because you got 2 poodles
yeah,
also.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how much is that trainer? Once a week?
Yeah, so it's like once a week till she's like 16 weeks, and we're paying it like $2,000. So it's a decent amount, but also if you put in the work when they're so young like this, while they're like imprinting on you and they really trust you, and you build that relationship with them really early on, it's super easy to like fall back on anything. Like, hey, if she's like maybe getting a little rowdy with somebody that I don't want her to, and she's got like a command, boom, there she goes. Mm-hmm. You know, and they listen really well. They're really smart dogs. I wouldn't say they're as smart as our like golden doodles. I wouldn't say that, but they're just different. You know what I mean? Like they're still very responsive to everything they do, but they're stubborn.
Mm-hmm. Stubborn. Like they're not stupid, but they're just like, why would I listen to you, bitch?
Yeah. Like they're just testing you the whole time, dude. And then they do little things like this dog trainer noticed, because she'll just go over to Harley's. She won't do it to Jameson, because Jameson fucked her up one time. But she'll go over to Harley's dog food bowl and like kind of push Harley out of the way and start eating it. And he's like, no. He's like, put an end to that right now. Mm-hmm. He's like, she's punking her. Mm-hmm. It's like Harley's like the sweetest dog of all time, scared of her own shadow, getting pumped by a little 20-pound Cane Corso.
That's how Beetle is too. She'll run our poodles right off their food.
Yeah.
So what are you going to treat yourself? Are you going to treat yourself to anything nice, or are you just going to put your money in the bank and let it sit? Try to invest in something? What? Yeah,
so I think I'm going to try to, this money I think is going to sit. Emily and I are going on like a 4-day vacation up in, up in Sedona. So that'd be cool. Like I'm sure we'll spend too much money on like dinners and shit like that, but that'd be fun, and like pool drinks and stuff. But I think we're going to try to let this sit, and what we want to do is buy another house. So maybe next fight check, along with this one, I'll be able to put a fat down payment on like a really nice home, and then we rent ours out. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to sell our house, lose that value. Like I want to just like actually gain property. You know what I mean? Because real estate, I don't know anything about investing, but I talked to Emily's family who's pretty good with money, and they're like, just keep buying real estate every single time you can. Like, it's just such a good investment over the long haul.
Yeah, I mean,
And if shit hits the fan and I have a house paid off, hey, at least I'm not homeless.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Because are you guys going to Airbnb it or just rent it?
No, probably want to find like a small, like, single family to rent it. I was like kind of talking to Bryce about it. He's like, would you like rent it to like any of the fighters? I was like, I don't think so, man.
Yeah.
Like,
unless there's someone like Ezra.
Yeah, unless it's Ezra, then I'm cool with it. But it's like, I don't want to like have somebody on the team be like, dude, Mike, I can't pay rent this month. And then it's like, I understand.
Yeah.
I'd so understand. I'm like, yeah, man, that's okay.
You better go get a job at Taco Bell then.
Yeah. You know
Big Ashley Gooch, you don't want to rent it to Big Gooch.
Absolutely not. I do not want a fighter house. Dude, and fighters are so grimy.
Yeah.
Like, you know me, like, my clothes are color coordinated. Like, I don't even use our dishwasher is a drying rack. Like, I literally hand wash everything. Like, our house is very clean. Fighters are not. They're grimy, dirty folks.
Yeah, and that's why it's like with those poodles, they don't shed it all. But now you're in Cane Corso.
So I guess they don't shed that bad. It's like they go through like their 2 seasons. But yeah, because Emily, like, she'll hold her, and she's got her puppy coat, so she's losing a lot of it already. But like, Emily will have on a shirt, and she's like, "Oh my god!" She's like, "What did we sign up for?"
So how many times a week do you grill?
I would say, like, if I'm in camp eating like steak and chicken, I'm probably smoking all my food on like a Sunday. Like, I've got that big offset smoker that got built for me, so it's like I literally make like a real fire in this thing. I smoke like
is it pellets or
no? So I have a Traeger, right? That's a pellet smoker. Then I have a Kamado style cooker, which is like essentially a big Weber kettle style grill. So you can smoke on that or you can grill on it. But then this offset, what it is, it's a firebox on one side, and then it goes into a bigger tube, like a old empty propane tank or something like that. And then it goes out to a smokestack. So you literally start a fire out of like real logs. So I have a wood dealer. I didn't even know that was a thing. So I literally have to hit this guy up. He gets me like aged, because if I just go to like Circle K and buy the wood there, like, that's not good wood. Good wood, yeah. Like, your food will just taste like shit. You know what I mean? So it's like I've got to buy like pecan wood from this dude who ages it out in Mexico, and it's like kiln aged and stuff like that. So it's like I buy this, so I make a fire out of that, and then it's literally just as indirect as can. And so it's got the big smokestack and a little door. So that's the only way to control the temperature: how big the log is, how open the door is, and like how much your like smokestack is open.
That's pretty badass. Who taught you how to do that?
YouTube. Yeah, essentially. And then the dude who made it for me, his name's Ty Cranmore. He runs like Fat Ox Barbecue out here. Awesome food. He actually used to. Did you ever go to that Saucy Luke barbecue joint?
I don't think I ever.
Okay, they used to work together before they had like a falling out. But anyways, so he actually works with that Eric's Family Barbecue.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah. So he'll like help them out and stuff like that. But he's a really good cook. So it's like, after he told me he was making me one, I was like, well, I gotta learn how to do it. So he let me go over to his place and was like, all right, we're gonna throw a bunch of brisket, pork butts. Like, he was like catering for an event. So I sat with him for a day. It's not too hard to learn how to do like the fire management. Like, there's some tricks you gotta learn how to do so you're not getting like dirty smoke. But all the food stuff, you just gotta play with it.
Yeah, it's so nice. That Lee Bones Fine Meats, they always hook you up. They give you a tomahawk, and you're like, oh, the tomahawks are so badass.
Jason's the man too.
Yeah,
I've worked with Jason for like 4 years.
Yeah, Lee Bones Fine Meats. I think it's 83rd and Union Hills.
Yeah. Yep.
In Glendale, I think.
Yeah, it's solid. Tell them that we sent you in there. They'll give you like 10% off.
Yeah, for real. So, God, I miss. You were doing on YouTube for a while. What was it called again?
Cookin and Kickin.
I liked it.
I did too.
It's just a lot of work. Huh?
It's so much work, and that's what I told people. I was like Marcus is kind of doing it right now, but Marcus is doing it way smarter. He's like doing like all these like meals inside that take 30 minutes. Like, if I was gonna walk you through like how to do a brisket, I'm essentially filming for 14 hours.
Fuck.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a whole day.
Yeah.
Even if I'm doing a short cook on a smoker, which would be like ribs, ribs can take 6 hours. I can get them done in 4, but even that's 4 to 6 hours out of the day that I'm doing something. So when I started cooking and kicking, it was right after I had my second shoulder surgery, and I was like bored. And honestly, dude, I was like, I went through like a little bit of a depression there for like a bit. Like I didn't realize it at the time, but like I was sad because I wasn't training, and then it didn't heal the same. I was like, fuck, dude, I'm not healing the same because I'm 30 years old now. You know what I mean? As opposed to when I had my shoulder surgery when I was 20. You know, so I had all this downtime. Emily's at work, and then not only was she at work, Emily was putting herself through esthetician school too on top of work. So she would leave in the morning to work out.
And you'd be jacking off how many times a day?
Bro, I would try not to. You know what I mean?
But you get bored.
Well, yeah, but then you get bored. I don't know, maybe 2-3 times a day.
And then you're really depressed.
Yeah, and then you're like, I hate myself. And then you're not having sex because you jerked off. You know what I mean? So it's like a vicious cycle.
It is.
But yeah, Emily would leave at like 5 a.m. to go work out. Then she'd go to work 8 to 4. And then she'd go to this school from 5 to 9. And so, dude, she was gone from 5 in the morning to 9 at night every single day.
And you're just throwing yourself around the house crying.
Yeah, I'm just like
trying to find pain pills.
Yeah. I'm like, I got to do something fucking different than this. So that's when I started doing it. And that like, it was weird. It gave me like a little bit of a purpose again, you know, because also I didn't like going to the gym when I couldn't work out. Like I like helping out, I like coaching and stuff like that. But then I just would kind of get pissed.
You get bitter.
You know what I mean? And it's like you see these like new like 55ers who will do like a fight camp at the gym and stuff like that. I'm like, I fucked this guy up, but I can't right now. And then I'm like, I'm more sad.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you could do something. Maybe you could get back going cooking with Mike and do it when the meat's done or something. Maybe to keep going with it because it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
People don't realize how long YouTube takes to grow.
Yeah.
Though. It's like,
well, dude, and then,
it's a grind.
Well, and then it was kind of expensive, right? Because it's like I don't know how to edit that, so it's like I'm paying this dude like $150 a week to like edit a video or some shit like that, which isn't anything for a video. But still, I was like, okay, I'm
$600 a month,
and then I was like posted on YouTube, it get 100 views, but then I posted on my Instagram and get like a little reel, get like 10,000 views. I was like, this. Why am I putting this on YouTube then? You know what
and then
I mean?
Instagram, you don't get paid.
Yeah,
but YouTube eventually you'll get paid. But so.
Yeah, it was tough. It was fun though, man. I really enjoyed it. And like, I always tell people, like, if you're ever getting like cocky about yourself, record yourself talking into a camera,
right?
And tell me how fucking stupid you sound.
Your insecurities come out quick,
dude. And then it's hard, right? Like we're doing this, but we're having a conversation. But when there's just a camera right there and it's just you, like to make something. How do I know if what I said was actually funny? How do I know if I sound really stupid? Or like I remember I did like a whole episode, tripod, cut off like the top third of my head. And I did beef ribs. I was a 12-hour cook or some shit like that. I was like, oh my God.
Do you watch any comedians or?
So I don't really keep up with comedy like too much. Like I'll see it if I'm scrolling on Instagram. I saw you guys had Andrew Schultz came in here. I went and saw him when he was in Phoenix.
He's good.
Me and Bryce and a couple other buddies went. Oh my God, he's funny.
He's one of the best. He's live. He's fucking hilarious. Bro.
Yeah.
Theo Vaughn's one of the best too.
When he starts like shitting on people too, that's almost like the best. Like obviously their runs are good, like when they get up and talk and have their skit and stuff like that. But then when they start like interacting with a crowd, I think that's when you really see how good people are.
Yeah.
In just Arizona too, they like started bringing up like Tent City, and he's like, "Any of you guys go out to Tent City?" Some dude raised his hand. He's like, "Ah, what'd you get sent out there? DUI?" And he's like, "Ah, heroin." And he's like, "Using or selling?" And he's like, "Both." And then he's like, "Here we go." And he's like, "What's the most fucked up vein you ever put it in?" Like just immediately jumps to that. The guy says his dick, and Andrew Schultz is over there. He's like, heroin.
Yeah, it's fucking good. That's why I like Theo Vaughn's pod. He's just so funny. He doesn't even laugh at his own jokes, especially his solo pods. Like people don't understand that how much of a skill that is.
How much of a skill that, like, dude, Chael Sonnen, how does he do that? Like,
Yeah.
you know Chael, but it's like just he literally looks at a wall and has an hour-long fucking conversation with himself.
And just goes off about random shit. It's funny.
You've got to maybe be a little narcissistic to be able to do shit like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. So, all right, boys, we're about at an hour. I'm trying to figure out what camera to buy is going to be best, but I think I found the one, and we're going to get it. So then we can do longer pods because these cameras overheat. So
the cameras overheat.
Oh, because what happened to your Instagram? You had an Instagram. Someone hacked it.
Yeah,
and then that Instagram got verified.
Yeah. So I had an Instagram, got hacked, had to make another one, lost all my followers.
Yeah.
And then I finally was like getting my other one built up. Then they fucking verify my other Instagram, but then actually I got lucky. So Bellator actually fixed it for me. They contacted Instagram. They combined my two. So I still got verified. Combine my two, I gained like a couple thousand followers. You know what I mean?
So how did they combine it?
I have no idea.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Witchcraft. But yeah, now I just got my one Instagram that I originally had to begin with.
What is it?
Magic Mike MMA. Magic Mike _ MMA.
Magic Mike _ MMA. Give him a follow. Follow along. There's a very high chance that Mikey could be the champion. So follow him along early. Check out his career. And thanks for coming on, brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
And then check it out, MyBookie, guys. And then also the newsletter, weekly newsletter. I've been working hard on it every week. I've enjoyed doing it. It comes out every week and it's free. And then patreon.com/REDHAWK Academy. If you want to really support, content's going up there all the time. All right, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next week. Love you. Bye-bye.
Peace.